Hollow Knight released back in February of 2017. Ever since then, fans have been asking one question: when is Silksong? While Silksong initially started out as a DLC, it eventually grew big enough to become its own game. Silksong has not only been delayed, but the studio behind it, Team Cherry, has gone almost radio silent. Almost. Here and there we get hints from staff members, and I believe we have been given enough to piece together when Silksong will be released. I spent a lot of time going over every piece of info we have, and I'm confident I've cracked the code. I've done my best investigation that would make MatPat proud. With pure confidence, I can say that Silksong will release... Never! What, you thought Silksong is real? Lol. Silksong is never coming out. This is what you look like. April Fools! Wait, you're still here? This was an April Fool's joke. Well, if you're gonna stick around, I guess we'll actually talk about Silksong. Hollow Knight was initially a Kickstarter game, and Silksong was a DLC stretch goal. Initially, Hornet was just gonna be an additional character. After the team sat down and thought about it, they realized it would be way more fun and interesting to expand this DLC into a whole new expansion.
A game. It's a full. Hornet gets her own adventure in her own full game. In the sequel to our game Hollow Knight. So this will be our second game.
And it was very early on intended as a DLC. So specifically, Hornet and what became Hollow Knight Silksong started as a stretch goal on the Kickstarter for the game Hollow Knight.
But yeah, as we sort of kept going and kicking around ideas, the idea of having Hornet go through an adventure in a whole new kingdom actually seemed like a really fun and interesting idea to us.
Way more fun.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was it's probably the biggest motivation was for us to be able to make a new game and a new world and stuff.
I'm sure the success of Hollow Knight helped give them the courage and financial backing to do this. A month later, Team Cherry showed off images and promotional material for characters appearing in Silksong. Later on in June, during the E3 season, Silksong gets its own playable demo. The team then goes silent until December 2019, where they show off more characters and a piece from the soundtrack. We now jump ahead to May 2020, and more character art gets released in the official Discord. This was the reward for solving a riddle the devs put up. Later on in December, the magazine Edge featured an article on Silksong along with promoting it on the cover. Fast forward to August 25th, 2021, and a fan runs into one of the main developers of Team Cherry, Ari Gibson. He asks Ari about Silksong and was told that COVID did not affect the development due to the size of the team. The scope of the game grew way larger than any of the team had planned. Now we jump to February 12th, 2022, and PC Games interviews Team Cherry. When asked about Silksong, they said, "We're still working steadily on it, and we're all looking forward to sharing more about it once we get closer to release." In March, Hornet's voice actor mentioned they finished all work for the game. In April, after Silksong won the most anticipated game award, Team Cherry said they're still working on the game and are excited to share it with everyone. In June, the official Xbox Twitter account made these posts pretty much confirming that Silksong was coming out that year. Well, that didn't turn out so well. Jumping a year to May 10th, 2023, the game is officially delayed and to expect more details about the game once it is closer to release. In July at VidCon, Ari had this to say. One of my friends asked if the game was bigger than Hollow Knight, and Ari said it was hard to tell because you move so much faster. He also said something along the lines of, "We're all just speeding through the game sometimes," which was a little after he said they were testing the game. It's not clear if he meant playtesters or just himself and William. He also said something like, "Man, we gotta get the game out soon, if I remember correctly." I said, "Don't think you have to rush the game," and he said that'd suck if it was. Development seems to be going nice. In January 2024 at PAX, a Reddit user met Ari and found out through a friend of his that Silksong was mostly done. On April 1st, Silksong got a Microsoft Store page. In December, one of the devs did a short Q&A and said yes, Silksong is real. In January 2025, the same dev had another Q&A and also said yes, Silksong is still real. He also mentioned that the game is progressing nicely. Another Reddit user ran into Ari on January 18th and said the game will be done soon. On March, well, a couple days ago technically, Silksong got its copyright updated. Well, that's about all we have for now. Doubt we'll see anything for a while. Oh. Hi, Nintendo Direct. Sure hope you're not revealing the game like everyone is hoping. If you do, I'll probably have to throw this script in the trash. Well, I guess I'll throw in an update here. No Silksong. No Silksong. Honestly, we'll probably hear about the game by the end of the year. Some people are saying April 2nd with the Switch 2 announcement. That would be the day after this video releases, for anybody watching, but who knows if it'll be announced. I wouldn't be surprised if it's at a summer game show or another one of Jeff Keighley's shows. I'm sure he'd love to be the one to finally reveal the game. Well, that's about it. I'm kinda bad at outros, so believers keep believing, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.